Hello, my name is Rebecca Urbonas, and today I will discuss how we can do better than sunscreen ingredients that harm coral reefs. Let's dive in. The ocean is one of Earth's greatest treasures and can be enjoyed by going to the beach, surfing, snorkeling, and so much more. Particularly around South Florida and nearby areas, we are further blessed by the presence of coral reefs, which are home to many beautiful creatures and an important pillar of marine ecosystems. When you hear coral reef, most people typically think of vibrant colors and plentiful marine life, such as these pictures, which sadly I did not take. However, the reality is that our coral needs help. Coral bleaching is accelerating, and as a result, many reefs have lost their colors, and many of their marine species. I tried to gather some of my own original footage to show this. Here's a reef offshore of Jupiter, Florida, that has some fire coral, but is mostly dead or overgrown. Here is a reef in the Bahamas, where even though my video quality is poor, you can observe the lack of color and many bleached spots. This is footage from St. Thomas, and I paused it right here because you can see an enormous coral structure that is pretty much completely bleached. And in this next video, I paused it again on that big piece of bleached brain coral. And it's just really sad since brain coral is one of my favorite kinds, and as you look around the rest of the reef here, there is an astounding amount of bleaching. But what's causing coral bleaching? As some of my peers have already discussed, harmful chemicals inside sunscreen products are one cause. We may think that the sunscreen we apply is absorbed into our skin, but this is not true. In fact, the main suspect ingredient, oxybenzone, is only absorbed 4%. This leaves 96% free to harm our environment. Studies have proven that this chemical can cause coral bleaching, result in less chlorophyll, and overall growth in reefs. Coral bleaching is also a larger problem for the health of the whole marine ecosystem these reefs support, which includes many species. Bleaching occurs when corals expel algae that are the main source of nutrients and energy for corals, and when expelled, weaken their immune system, leaving corals susceptible to death from disease or starvation. So far, small steps have been made to help save our coral, but they have been accompanied by losses. The amazing news that Hawaii planned to ban the harmful chemicals oxybenzone and oxytinoate was met by controversy, and the local governments of Key West plan to enforce a ban was overturned by the state. Opposers to bans believe we should not restrict sunscreen ingredients since this may lead to an increase in cases of skin cancer. As someone who aspires for a future career as a dermatologist, I agree that skin cancer is not an issue to be taken lightly, especially here in Florida. However, after examining the data, I'm even more in support of removing oxybenzone since there are more effective ingredients. For example, you can see on this chart that titanium dioxide and zinc oxide are more effective ingredients with the highest UV attenuations. In fact, zinc oxide has the best UV attenuation and peak absorption of all actives and covers 100% of the UVB and 95% of the UVA spectrum. By removing oxybenzone, we would be helping reefs and replacing them with more effective ingredients, which seems like a win-win to me. I also searched for opinions of dermatology groups on this issue, since they would have the most knowledge and authority to support the opposition. However, I found that in fact the Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology, given the availability of more effective sunscreen ingredients, questioned the relative prevention benefits compared to the negative environmental consequences. The Journal of the American Academy of Dermatology pointed out that there are also many other methods of photoprotection available, such as hats and sunglasses. I decided to conduct an interview with my advisor at the FAU College of Medicine, Dr. Gary Rose, since I know that he's someone in the medical field and also has a ton of diving experience and would be able to offer an interesting opinion on this issue since he could probably see both sides. He has been a certified diver since 1947, is a PADI instructor, is published in diving literature, teaches diving medicine, is an underwater photographer, and has many memberships. If you would like to check out his website, it's GaryRosePhotos.com, and you can see some of the beautiful pictures that he's captured on all of his dives, some of which I will display on these slides. I first asked him if the prevalence of coral bleaching was increasing, and he said this is 100% happening. He can see coral bleaching at every reef that he visits, and the rate at which this is happening is getting worse. I asked Dr. Rose what he noticed about the health of reefs specifically around South Florida, and he stated that the current state is drastically worse than it was 30 years ago. Species we used to see we don't see anymore, or must travel deeper or further out to find. Dr. Rose did mention that the FWL making the catch limit size bigger has led to some species recovering, but coral has not been affected by this and is still not recovering. I asked for Dr. Rose's opinion on banning harmful sunscreen chemicals, and he said that while he does believe it plays a minor contribution in the bigger picture, they are certainly harmful and that we must respect that it's a factor. Dr. Rose would support bans because anything you can do to help the environment should be done. He mentioned to me ocean-friendly sunscreens such as Stream to Sea, which contain titanium dioxide and no oxybenzone or nanoparticles, which are available, and there are many other brands too. But overall, what he wanted to emphasize was that everything helps, and so if we can do this to protect our marine environment and our coral reefs, then we should do it. In conclusion, legislation to ban sunscreen ingredients such as oxybenzone that are harmful to coral reefs should be supported if we wish to protect our beautiful marine ecosystems. Sunscreen ingredients almost completely make their way into the environment, and numerous studies have shown these chemicals can directly cause coral bleaching, a huge threat to the health of our valuable coral reefs and all the species they support. It has even been proven that other ingredients such as zinc oxide provide greater protection against exposure. So why not use ingredients that are simultaneously more effective to use and less destructive to the environment? I would like to encourage all of you to look into eco-friendly sunscreen brands such as Stream to Sea, which was recommended by Dr. Rose, which is biodegradable and oxybenzone free, and also made in Florida. This concludes my presentation. I would like to thank all of you for watching and hope you feel inspired to protect our coral reefs and all the beautiful marine life they support.